So one thing I absolutely hate me for, not doing the things where I have the knowledge and the tools right away. Good morning guys, this is a historic event I just had to capture. It's our first time breakfast ever together during the week.
Yeah, whilst we are working.
Very special
in
occasion.
7 years.
This morning something even way more exciting happened. We went to the Straßenverkehrsamt. It's about time. We got our
License plate?
Yeah. Then I forced Vanessa to...
Yay!
And now we're having breakfast. Bread, cheese.
More cheese.
More cheese. Very expensive cheese. But it's good. And next up is... Oh, that was good. Next up, driving to another studio and wow, it's freezing. The seats are cold. Someone should invent something that the car gets warm before you go there.
Look me up and down cause you into me. Keep coming around cause you interested. I am every dream that you ever had. I am your fantasy. I'm the type that always got 2 phones. I am fine, but all
By the way, look at this shit. Someone used this car as an ashtray. That's just disgusting. I mean, these are like car sharing cars that you share and you should just treat them in the nicest way possible. And who would ever use their own car as an ashtray? Really? Come on. Hi. Ready for some guitar recording action?
Of course.
Again in this very nice studio. I'm thinking about upgrading my speakers. Are they good? Tried it once?
I really like them, yeah.
How much are they?
I think they're 3.5
per speaker or?
No, for the pair.
Okay. Yeah, maybe. If my bitcoins go up a little higher, maybe I will be able to afford new speakers. You got any bitcoins?
No, actually I don't.
You should get some. And welcome to my studio. Yes, it unfortunately started raining. Yes, I had to walk the entire way to my studio. But luckily the guitar is recorded. This one was quite important. As you know, I started like an edit a while ago. It was actually for Sophie Ellis Bextor's Murder on the Dance Floor. Now I can tell. This didn't work out. It just didn't feel right. It just didn't fit to my style, but I really loved the drop that I made, so I kept it, and I asked Justus today to try and do another guitar for the verse with different chords. The chords of the original are just super cheesy, and I had to get all of this done today because I want to send it out to the singer and songwriter. She needs them as early as possible so that I can get a recording still this year, because it's almost like Christmas, and around Christmas doing any sort of business stuff is impossible. I imported the guitars into Logic. I edited them really quick just to get a rough demo version for the singer and songwriter. So far the track is called just Murder from the previous edit that I did. It's fully arranged, but not really any automation in it. It's just like all of the melodic parts where they should be, so that the singer songwriter can write something on top. So far I have to say it's like the most promising song, I think. I don't know, it just has a certain something to it. I can't really explain it, but I really like it and can't wait for the vocals. I don't know, but I think it works. It's very simple, just the 16th bass line, the guitar on top, and that's pretty much it. But it somehow has a vibe to it that I really like. And also quick tip, whenever I prepare a song for a singer and songwriter, even if I have in the verses only like chords or maybe just the guitar, I still add like at least a kick or maybe just a top hat, something that is hitting 4 to the floor so that they don't have to use a metronome and that it's easier for them to sing along to the beat, because a lot of them just do it without the metronome. They don't put it into their software. Most of them just listen to it on the phone, and then sing into the mic and this kind of stuff. There's a lot of weird stuff happening with singer and songwriters. So to make sure everything is in time, I always provide them with a version where they have a click that is going throughout the entire track. Next up, I would actually start with a new song because there's nothing else I have to take care of, at least production-wise. The Not Scared track is all done, just waiting for vocals. The Murder track, all done, just waiting for vocals. The second track with Gavin, all done, just waiting for vocals. The Eminem Beyonce edit that I did, waiting for approval to be allowed to upload it, or just waiting to get notified that I'm not allowed to and then make an original out of it. So 5 tracks, just waiting for vocals, and I don't want to start a new one because then it will be released maybe in a year or so, and if I start something now, it will be outdated by the time I have it ready, finished and released. And I've tried to hide it from the vlog today, but I'm actually like really feeling sick and extremely tired. My nose is and I had to wake up really early after just sleeping 3 hours to go to the car register kind of thing and wait there for hours. I almost fell back asleep back at home taking care of my business stuff. So I think it's not really wise to make music. I mean, just look at my eyes. Let me zoom in. I think you can tell that I'm not getting a whole lot of sleep. The past week was like the worst ever. I tried to hide it from the vlog and do these things in between. You might have noticed that I had less time filming really. I just made like topic-based videos, no vlogs. Some prefer these topic-based videos, some prefer the vlogs. So I think I will just try to improve other things, take care of the business stuff a little. And I got actually a comment a couple of days ago by a friend. He suggested me to change the lighting in my room to make it more cinematic, dramatic, more professional. I actually know how to do these things. Like back when I was like 13, 14, I had an internship at a movie, film, documentary kind of company. And the first thing I learned was 3-point lighting for like interviews. But I never did it here in the studio because there is no real reason for me, because this is a music studio, not a filming production studio. So I actually need to be acoustically treated correctly and also efficient. But maybe I can somehow rearrange the lights and make it a little nicer, a little bit more professional. So let me put the camera here. That's the main point where I usually film and do a before and after. That's the new light. I hope you like it. It looks a little bit cooler, I think. More natural. That's the way how you actually light stuff. And I absolutely hate me for that because I have the tools. I know how to do it. And it's some form, sort of laziness that I didn't already do it a while ago. Maybe a little bit too busy thinking about it or thinking, hey, it's not necessary. Who cares? But at the end, I'm the one caring the most. And I've made a couple hundred videos without having it perfect, and now I regret that I didn't do it earlier, and it's always the same in life. So one thing I absolutely hate me for, not doing the things where I have the knowledge and the tools right away, and just improve my situation in a very simple way by doing things, getting them done. Same also applies to music production. Luckily, I'm not that lazy when it comes to making music. It's my biggest passion. I put all of my effort and time into it, and if there's something that needs to be EQ'd on 3 different channels, 3 different EQ settings, and doing like 3 or 4 compressors in a chain just to get that sound that I have in mind, I absolutely go for it. And the second thing I hate me for is for being so extremely nerdy. I spent like 2 hours with the lights. I tested everything. Big light here, big light there, small light on the other side. I now don't have a fill here, like the reflection is enough. I tested out having a light that lights me from the back, but then it was in the shot. So right now it's right behind me, lighting me from the back. Then I needed a light to go onto the background. That's the one that I'm hiding behind the shirt so that you can't see the direct light. It's just giving it a little bit of room. And I also tested that, like change the lights, switch them around. And when it comes to things like that, like small improvements or where you have a couple of options and you don't know which one to take, I just try all of them out. Same with music production. If I have a guitar and there are plenty of ways to EQ it, I try out every single one. I listen to every single one of them and then I compare them, narrow them down, delete the ones that don't sound good. And usually at the end I have like 2 or 3 options that are very, very close to each other, and then it's like picking the best one out of those 3, and then I actually know that I got the best one possible. Because that's my biggest goal in life, making the best as possible with the tools that I have, with the time that I have available. And speaking of time, it's really extremely late. I also did a little bit of business stuff in between, but it's like almost 9. If Vanessa ever finds out that I came back home 2 hours late just because I tested the lights in my studio, she will definitely kill me. So let's just head back home and get some dinner with her. I'm pretty sure I'm not allowed to park here. But I'm so late, I would just take the fine if I get one, because it's a car that is shared, so maybe someone else will pick it up before I get the fine. 50-50. Finally back at home, time for dinner. Best part is she will never find out why I'm late, at least until tomorrow.